Americans stranded without health insurance, Medicaid, and high prescription drug costs, all while cutting taxes for the wealthiest among us. My question, Mr. Secretary, how will the President protect Americans with pre-existing conditions if the ACA is struck down in the courts?
So the President has been very clear that he will never sign legislation that would replace the Affordable Care Act if it does not have adequate protections for those with pre-existing conditions. It's important to remember, though, that even under the ACA, there is a statement of protecting against pre-existing conditions. But let's say you're a two-person family making $70,000 a year in Missouri. You're going to pay over $30,000 a year for premium, and you're going to have over $10,000 in out-of-pocket. So I do think we have to not over-glamorize the current situation in terms of the protection of those with pre-existing conditions, because for those people, that insurance card is, in some respects, a meaningless protection for pre-ex conditions. And we want to work with Congress if there's the opportunity to replace it with something that really would work for people.
My time is expiring. Let me just conclude with this quick comment, if I could. My understanding, if the ACA is struck down in the courts, the President won't have to sign anything. That'll be it. And I want us to keep our minds and our eyes on that. Thank you.
Senator Menendez.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, you're a named defendant in Texas versus U.S., correct?
Yes, I'm one of them, yes.
Yeah. Is it true that this administration has taken the position that it will not defend the Affordable Care Act in court and support striking down the entire law?
The position of the Justice Department is that the individual mandate is unconstitutional and that, as a result, the other provisions in it are not severable from that individual mandate.
So, in essence, it would strike down the entire law, and the Justice Department is part of this administration, is it not?
Yes, they represent the administration in the federal courts, yes.
So, therefore, it is the administration's view that the entire law of the Affordable Care Act should be struck down. So, if it's struck down, what's your immediate plan to replace it? If tomorrow the court decides that, in fact, the entire law is struck down, millions have health insurance who didn't have it before. Many, under the Medicaid expansion, have health insurance that didn't have it before. Millions have protections against pre-existing conditions that didn't have those protections before. Millions have no more lifetime cap, a ceiling on the expenditures that they have, especially if they have a serious illness. So what's the administration's plan? I haven't seen it yet, and I think this committee has jurisdiction.
So the litigation still has a very long way to proceed. The Fifth Circuit, as you know, has remanded the case to the district court for a very searching, detailed analysis of every provision.
Why are we going to wait? Why would you wait with the health care of millions of Americans and their fate to see what the court decides? It seems to me we've been hearing about killing Obamacare since it was created. There have been years to have your own version of what it is. Why would you wait till there's a disaster to then deal with the millions of Americans who have health care insurance? See this young man? He's alive today because of the Affordable Care Act. And like him, millions in my state and across this country are alive because of it. I don't know what you're waiting for. If you have a better idea, show us. But I have yet to see one plan that the administration has put forward over the health care of millions of Americans. What are you waiting for?
We would wait until there's a final judgment by the final court of authority. In this case, it would obviously be the Supreme Court. There is a very long process to go to even see whether the statute is struck down or even in part is struck down by the Supreme Court. These are hypotheticals at this point. We are faithfully administering the ACA now.
Well, let me just say, Mr. Secretary, these are hypotheticals that we don't play with. This is not some abstract consequence if it happens. Not some abstract consequence if it happens. Let me ask you this. The President's 2021 budget calls for zeroing out CDC funding for gun violence research. Did the NRA tell the administration to do this? Did you have influence from the NRA to zero out funding for gun violence research?
I've got no idea about any interactions there. I can tell you why we didn't put that in the budget is we have a tight budget. We have a 9% cut at HHS.
Kayaknya buang dulu dah. Low strike dulu sekali lah. Kalau lu win nanti takutnya nggak dapet item. Kalah dulu sekali di awal, lebih enak kalah di awal daripada kalah di akhir. Malah menang lagi. Oh, kalah race. Bunuh gua, bunuh. Jangan nyampe nggak dibunuh ya. Berusaha menjadi jadian.
Still be a friend.
Gua habis main Mia bintang 3 damage-nya 65.000, wajar nggak bang? Gua pernah sampai 100.000 95.000 guys. Nanti gua upload ya. Kalian masih mending itu. Aku nyampe damage-nya udah nggak ketampung lah ibarat katanya, jangan ke cancer.
Healing prayers for you.
Ya bener sih. Kalau Guardian kalau nggak ada Estes nggak ngangkat dianya. Guardian emang mau coba Estes untuk bantu healnya. Kalau nggak kayak gitu ya nggak angkat dianya. Kan 5 ya udah cukup ya. Ini udah lebih dari cukup ya untuk kalah di awal. Guardian ya, ambil Guardian hit. Dor, min banyak sekali. Sakit ya, maaf ya. Bang, ada solusi nggak buat tiba-tiba nggak bisa dipencet? Itu gua ada guys. Nggak, gua belum ketemu itu.
Healing prayers for you.
Belum ketemu ya guys ya. Hilang boleh lah. Kalau lagi Rafael Lance, lo mau pakai assassin? Bisa assassin sih. Kalau miss di ininya ya pakai assassin lah. Dor 33 ya. Rafaelnya kalau bawa Rafael nggak mungkin bisa fit. Rafael dibuang emang harus. Kalau bawa Rafael di ininya, monernya ambil dulu lantung rusuh. Kalau Lanci di bawah nggak apa-apa, Assassin, Karina, Selena masuk. No ini. Ini kan 3 Guardian, 3 Alf kan. MM-nya skip dulu, jangan pakai MM dulu. Wah, boleh lah kita coba. Nyari. Akai. Oke, tonjokan, Haskell, buku. Oh ini. Bang, lu kuat amat main game ya. Diban terus. Bang, lu kuat ya. Androman skillnya tergantung yang lu punya Androman.
Magic lies in the mind, but my blade follows my heart.
Oh, that
My sword,
beautiful
of blood.
In me, the tiger sniffs the road.
Main. Minus 1 juta dia sudah. Ayo cari aja Guardiannya fit. Guardian Assassin aja. Mia nya pasti laku fit. Mia nya laku. Nah kalian pakai Assassin aja dulu. Kalau kayak gitu nggak ada hitter loh ntar. Naik dulu berarti. Dari Karina, Selena, Karina kecil chance-nya. Dapat ntar ngeroll. Oh aja terus. Udah mulai turun dan semua sekarang. Tip. Saber Hayanya nih. Oh, ini. Buang dulu, ambil Sun. Ada Haya fit. Dragon udah ada yang main. Oh, Haya bisa sih Haya tapi Hanabi lamaan fit. Mati duluan kau kayak gitu. Jilonga, Selena, Mia. Apa lagi? PG. Akainya ini cari fit. Belum dapat akainya. PS-nya buang dulu. Nyamanin dulu. Ini